So I'm actually gonna turn this around and show you guys what it is like. There we go, monophasic sleep. So just to give you guys a visual of what monophasic sleep looks like, that's where, at nighttime you have this one big chunk of time where you're asleep, and then throughout the day you are awake. And then polyphasic sleep is when you start breaking up this sleep period into smaller chunks. So biphasic is the next one. That's basically where you cut down some of that time where you're asleep for a long time, and you compensate for it by sleeping for a shorter period sometime later on during the day. The next type of polyphasic sleep is the everyman. The most common form of everyman is where you actually cut that bigger block of time where you sleep, you cut that down even more, and you make up for that by sleeping multiple times throughout the day, having multiple naps. Next one is dymaxion. I actually don't know very many people, I don't know anyone who's actually done this successfully, and I haven't read about it online anywhere. I'm not saying it's not possible, but I just don't see that really happening anywhere. So, I'll show you this just so you know, but I can't really guide you or help you out on what to do with this, other than basically what it does is you've cut away completely your core sleep. So you have no core sleep now. All you're doing is you're napping throughout the day to get your sleep. And the last one is the uberman. And that's the one that I'm going to be doing. That's where, again, just like the dymaxion, there's no core sleep. There's no period of time where you sleep for a longer time than any other time. It's basically just evenly spread out naps throughout the day. And in case of the uberman, that actually works out to 6 naps throughout the day. Just to give you another visual representation of what this can look like is over here. So what we have is monophasic sleep. This is just the same thing that I showed you just earlier, but it's a different way of looking at it. So monophasic sleep is, that time where you get all of your sleep in one stretch. And then you go on throughout your day without any sleep or any naps. And then this is the biphasic sleep. So that's where you cut that big chunk down and you take a nap somewhere throughout the day. Usually it's in the evening. It's also called the siesta. So most people sleep about 8 hours if they're on a monophasic sleep schedule. Monophasic average would be probably about 8 hours. And then what happens when you start going polyphasic is you cut that core sleep down. So in this case, your core sleep is 6 hours and your nap would be about 20 minutes. And then continuing the trend of napping, the everyman schedule. This is the everyman 2-nap schedule. So you cut that core block down even more to 4.5 hours, and you make up for that by doing 2 20-minute naps throughout the day. Next one is the uberman 3 or everyman 3. So that's where you cut that core block down even more, and you compensate it by adding a 3rd nap throughout the day. And then that dymaxion is 4 naps throughout the day, 30 minutes long. And then here we go, the uberman. That is no core sleep. You just nap 6 times throughout the day, so every 4 hours for 20 minutes. Okay? So that's what that is. And basically, that's the one that I'm going to be doing. Just because I like the idea of not having to I like the idea of not having to nap or not having to sleep for a long time. And the uberman is actually it's like the pinnacle of polyphasic. That's where you cut your sleep down to bare minimum 2 hours. And as far as all the other methods are concerned, 2 hours is the lowest any of the other schedules go. So that's the one that that's the one I'm interested in.